There they are.
Today you become husband and wife.
We're breaking up the wedding.
Who are you?
What's your name, boy?
Jacques Lunault.
Lunault? You must be the great-grandson of the man I called husband.
Man who put our wedding bed in the dark, wet cell in the depths of this keep.
Until just before my 13th birthday, he found out there would soon be an addition to our wholesome little family. Another child.
She's mine.
Oh well.
Careful, dude. You don't mess with Leandrin. Whoa, she took his heart out.
Don't hold back.
Oh, okay. We're just killing everybody. Except for her, maybe.
Don't be afraid. This is our house now.
But doesn't she have any friends here that came to the wedding? Did they just steal this girl and force her to marry that guy and nobody is her friend in here? Or just kill them all? Okay.
My friend can make all the scary thoughts go away.
She'll lose more than just her memories of today.
Matt could use this, couldn't he?
I think it's best not to remember a thing.
That's the vomit she put on Varen and the other one.
It's a terrible burden, isn't it?
It's just a few dresses.
What are you talking about?
I meant the future.
No, she knows.
You're seer, Min. Yes. It's lonely knowing what's to come. I, too, shoulder that burden.
Oh, yeah?
Every foretelling I've had is a treasure I hold close.
Why? It's not like you can do anything to change it.
But what leads up to that moment, and what leads out of it, that's where our power lies. I helped Morgase Chakan win her succession war.
Guess that worked out for you.
Yeah.
Things will.
That bracelet, is it part of another foretelling?
Of a sort.
Oh, this episode is dense as all hell.
The highest of the Red Azra will soon call a vote. Swan Santre will lose.
Oh.
And my Red Sisters will restore the tower to its original mission. Finding and caging the Draken Reborn.
Okay.
Dreamwalker. Of all the Tar that Weiss wants, Malene and I are the only Dreamwalkers.
Bit like Lanfear.
And you think I'm one too? I keep dreaming about this woman who hurt me.
These bruises, they're from this woman.
She's dead.
If she can hurt you, then this woman in your dream is alive.
Yep.
Soon you arrive in Meridian. After that, I'll teach you what I can to protect yourself.
Hey, we were just
You have to stop bringing me here.
talking about you.
You brought me.
Why do I find that hard to believe?
I'll go.
What's wrong?
What's up with her today?
I don't know if I can untangle this for us. You were right to stay away from Callandor. It was selfish of me.
What do you want with Callandor? What aren't you telling me?
You wouldn't believe me.
Say it anyway. I'll believe you.
There's a way I could escape my dark oaths. If the Dark One himself is destroyed.
Kill the head
There's a
vampire.
Sa'angreal as strong as Callandor. The Sarkhanen. Think if a man and woman used them together, they could.
Kill the Dark One.
Okay.
And what would it mean for you? Lanfear, we can't.
I shouldn't have said anything.
Meanwhile, in the sauna. I'm glad I'll be able to watch this again in editing. All this episode, because there's a lot in it. More than the first two.
What is the significance of Ruidian?
Do they not teach politeness at your White Tower, child?
What?
Meridian is where men go to become clan chiefs. If your Randall Thor is the Karakarn, then he too will go into the fog.
The fog?
I think she's looking at you.
I think she's looking at you.
I can't see anybody looking at anybody.
Would you care to join me tonight?
What's that number? Does he recognize it?
Who are you?
It's from his people?
Why do you have the golden crane of Markia on your back?
Right.
I was just a girl when the Blight took Markier. But I would break my spears today and follow you to the Blight and take back our city.
Markia is gone.
As long as one man wears the Hidori, Markier lives.
Lan's got his
Or
own
have you forgotten your duty?
submission.
I have not forgotten.
He's got all sorts of responsibilities, though.
won't leave us alone.
It's him they want.
He's right. If I turn myself in...
Yeah, Perrin. Remember last time when you said you were going to turn yourself in? And then this episode the White Cloaks have ramped up their activities? Go do it already. What you standing out here for, making friends and enemies?
Then the White Cloaks will return the Cothans.
You're no dark friend.
But he is something.
So are you, Sembu, and if you don't shut your mouth, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, so are you.
Look.
The Two Rivers defends its own.
Okay. Let's get the pitchforks. But what about the Cothans in the cages? We gotta get them, don't we? Is she gonna stick around, that one? She seems to have the hots for Perrin.
What are you doing up here?
Brooding.
I want you to turn off the bond, Alana. I can feel
the pain, both pains.
That you feel nothing.
Oh.
I'm just trying to protect myself because I'm drowning in your grief.
Wow.
You know, I've never seen someone try to turn themselves in and fail.
Yeah. Yep. It's a new one to me too.
Don't even know your name.
I call myself Mandal. It means blade in the old tongue.
Blade. I'm gonna call her Blade.
It's a good name. Did you, choose it for the hunt?
Perhaps you should try again to turn yourself in.
They're warming up to each other. What do you think, Ogier?
What now? We're going to get Natty and the girls.
Yeah. Prison Break. Ah, the cool statues.
Stop! Look at me. I'm sorry. I am, and I appreciate what you did.
Maybe we can make some good out of these things we've been cursed with. Maybe that warrior who fought at Farm is still somewhere inside you.
Maybe. What do you see? Oh. That doesn't mean anything.
Men? No, men. I told you when I met you, I don't want to know what shit is headed my way.
I'm sorry, miss. Is this man bothering?
That's a pretty big amount of shit.
Very protective, very selfless of you. Thank the lights we have you here with
He's
us.
a white knight, is what he is. Swooping in.
Lyanna Sedai. I didn't think you knew your way to the Red Quarters.
Yeah. I can't. Because she's Irish, I know specifically where she's from, and it kind of, whenever I see somebody Irish on a TV show, it always takes me out of it a little bit. You know? Just takes a bit of getting used to it. We'll talk about accents at the end of this episode, because I noticed something a few episodes ago, but this one too that we'll talk about. The short version is that I feel like it's an edict of the show that everybody use their natural accent to its fullest extent, and nobody try to soften it. Nobody try to make it as understandable as possible.
I followed the rats.
To what do we owe the visit?
The false dragon, Mazrum Taim, still evades us.
Oh yeah, the false dragon.
7 women of your choosing to Zaldea to find him.
The highest cannot leave the tower. Not now.
Would the Reds leave their duty of finding men who can channel to another Raja?
Blues, perhaps.
When does Mother want us to leave?
Tonight.
Tonight?
Come now.
Try to get rid of us.
Who do you think will replace her? Temporarily, of course. Unless we can afford to lose a sitter for months.
Wait, where are you going?
Back to our farm.
Oh, no. What about the Trollocs?
Boys will take turns keeping watch on the roof. Nothing will get close without us getting warning.
Trollocs see like cats in the dark.
Stop trying to frighten folks.
Trollocs frightened me. Oh, don't you remember what happened to Beltane?
I think we all remember that.
Then what do we do?
Perrin?
If there's 10 here or 20, then you're just game for Trolloc taking. But if there are hundreds of us, together...
Are there that many of us?
Then we have a chance.
Okay, set up a perimeter. We'll take shifts. Get all the weapons from your barns and bring them here. Every pitchfork, every shovel. Good speech, Perrin, I think. Gonna get some training.
Yeah, if you'd like, I can show you how to use a proper weapon.
I think I'll put my trust in a bow or a quarterstaff.
Matt.
You wanted to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
We think we know where Leandrin's gone.
Leandrin? You are not going off to look for her without me.
I think the lady said she wanted to leave.
Oh, don't start this shit again.
Step back, Matron.
He said step back.
Why should he?
You're not going to take two of us with a stick.
2 marks. Says I could.
Nope.
Each.
Gambler, man. They're overconfident, maybe.
Done then.
Matt, you don't have your horn.
Let us put an end to this farce after all.
Tovia Andy said Tovias again.
Oh, crap. Forgot to turn that on. Yeah, good. He's got the music. Music's with him. Looks like he's getting those marks. Do you yield? Give him his money.
2 marks. Each.
Yeah. They can afford it. They're royalty.
Your people listened. They're staying, but I have a suspicion you won't.
He's going on a prison break.
Are they worth dying for? If you try to take them back.
Nobody's getting hurt.
Sneaky style. You can come with. You've got skills, probably.
Wait. What's your real name?
Payu. It means falcon.
Oh, falcon.
So you see, Perrin Aibara. Hunting's in my blood.
Falcon's cooler than Blade. By a smidge. I like that. We'll call her Falcon. Until I actually figure out what the hell she said her name was.
Does someone want to tell me where we're actually going?
We're going to Tanchico.
Tanchico's pretty rough. It's a good thing I'm coming. If you know Tanchico's halfway.
Right,
Oh.
it's a long trip.
You tagging along then?
From where you died to where you were born, let your soul find its way back to me.
You're right. It's similar to what the Shanshan used to collar women, but older. But my weaves have no effect on it.
Because it's not created to control a woman.
No, to a man.
It's used to control a man. And somewhere in this city is the matching collar. We're going to collar the Dragon Reborn himself.
Wow. That's not a bad plan. She give me the creeps is what she gives me. Okay, first off, there is a lot in this episode. There's a lot going on in this episode. And I'll have missed some of it on the first watch through. No doubt. But when I'm editing, I'll catch everything, hopefully. Anything obvious, anyway. I don't know where to start. Let's start with the accents that I was saying. Everybody, I've already said it, everybody seems to be using their whatever authentic accent they have from wherever they are in the world. They were told, just use that. Don't try to dress it up. Don't try to Americanize it. Don't try to neutralize it. Just use your words however you want, and it'll add flavor to the show. I think that's what they're... Look, I don't know if this is the case, but I think what they're going for is flavor. Which is why some characters can be harder to understand than others. I think that's it anyway. But I did notice it a lot. And with the Irish person, I was like, wow, that is an authentic accent, but you're really... it's really a lot. So that's why I decided to mention it. I was like, well, I almost felt like I had permission to talk about it once there was an Irish person. Right, now, I don't know where to start. Let's start with Leandrin, shall we? Her son, he's dead, right? He died in that bed. She drew the symbol. Then she went back to where he was born, drew the symbol. And that is supposed to bring his soul back into the world. Like, the wheel, all the souls get kind of reincarnated. It's supposed to bring it back, like, pop it up the list. You're up next. And this whole wedding thing, I think the implication is that this young bride, we didn't kill her, we killed everybody else but her. She's pregnant. And I think Liandrin wants her son's soul to be born inside that baby when he's born. Do you think that's what we're doing? She wasn't just breaking up a random wedding. She was like, this is where they marry the child brides because they're pregnant. We'll get one there. I think I could have misunderstood that. But, like, if she's trying to bring back the soul of her son, we do need a baby. And that seems like the most obvious place. Hey, Spider Lady's also listening in on conversations. She heard the conversation about the bracelet. We only have one half of the bracelet collar combo, but it's for a man, so they can put it on Rand. Or any man that can channel. To, I guess, control them. They don't just have to, I can't remember the term for it. To be completely cut off from it. Still, it's something like that. But they can, like, harness and control it. Maybe. Using that. So I'm curious where we go with that. Rand, of course, has gone away from all the places that people thought he was going to go and gone to the Isle Waste. The tear thing, a couple of things. One of the Forsaken... Wait, no, that was... I don't know if it was a lie. Yeah, it was a lie. Maybe a lie. One of the Dark Aja said that Liandrin was going to help one of the Forsaken get the thing in Tyr. The sword that isn't a sword. And then Lanfear mentioned something about that if a man and a woman channel into something together, they can destroy the shadow, and then she can be freed from her dark oaths, and then they can live happily ever after. That's my first viewing vibe I got from that scene. Look, all of these things I'll correct once I watch it again. And you never know whether you can trust Lanfear, but she seemed down and upset a little, but that could be manipulation too. I like that they meet in their dreams. Speaking of dreams, Egwene is now a dreamwalker. I think that's new. I don't think we've had that before. Like, for her. I think that's a new power she has. Because that woman was like, I didn't go into your dream, you went into mine. But she also warned her that the person she's seeing, if the person is hurting her in her dream, then that person is still alive. And I think I thought last time that it was Lanfear that was doing it to her. Pretending to be the other one. And kind of messing with her in her dreams because she doesn't like her because she's so close to Rand. She's real jealous about that bond that they have. Real petty like that, Rand won't be happy if that's the case and he finds out about it. Perrin, I'm not going to say we stood still with his storyline. We sort of did. At the end of last episode, he was like, I'm going to turn myself in. This episode was all about, I'm going to turn myself in. But then he was talked out of it, and then he's like, right, we're all going to band together. Hundreds of us, even though that village has maybe 100 people tops. We're going to stay here right in the center of town, and we're going to... Trollocs and White Cloaks, we're going to kill them all. And everybody was just like, yeah, sure. Nobody objected. Not a single person objected. I'll take on the Trollocs myself. Which you would imagine at least some people would be like, I'm not listening to this guy. He just got back here. He's the reason all this shit's going down. And look at his eyes. But anyway, we're going to break Matt's family out of their little cells. And that new one, who I was calling Blade, but now we'll call Falcon. she's going to help him. And we got some other friends too. We had talk about love and loss with Perrin too, and that Aes Sedai. And her warder, who was real pissed off that she wasn't feeling anything. And she was like she's shutting it all down because she has to deal with his grief too, you know. It's an interesting dynamic with that three who are now two. It's a very interesting emotional dynamic that it's hard as an outsider to understand it or to probe into it, and you have to just listen to what the characters are saying. You can kind of feel the emotion from them and what they're both feeling or not feeling. That's why I was saying the episode is so dense. Like we had all we had 3 Forsaken meeting at the start of the episode, and a 4th one was in the shadows just listening in. You know that Lanfear brought them all there to agree to, I don't know, kill she said the name. Moghedien. Whenever I'm listening to it again, I'll try and remember how to pronounce it. And that guy from last episode, who I was like, this guy is all shady, hanging around in the shadows, what's he doing? And then everybody likes him. And turns out he just got there a month ago. And every time somebody talks to him, he's like, oh yeah, I know that guy. He's my best friend from childhood. Yeah. That's a great power to have. I assume it only works on non-Jedi. You know what I mean? I presume once you're... Do you think No, he must be fooling the Aes Sedai with it too, because he was literally in their company, yeah. So maybe only Forsaken or maybe Rand wouldn't fall for his tricks. You know, it's that high level. That's a great power to have. The power to make yourself a friend to anybody without them even knowing it's just all a trick. No idea what that Sam guy, he just came in here complaining about this and that, but didn't get a sense for where he was or what he was doing or what he's really feeling. You know, we'll get to know him. And there's a couple that we haven't met yet that weren't invited, whose names I didn't internalize at all. When we meet them, we'll learn them. That's the rule for this show. Don't learn names you don't need to know. You have enough trouble remembering the ones that are on screen. What else happened in the episode? Oh, so many things. We're not even a tenth of the way in. Min and Matt had Min vented her frustration, told Matt that she gave up everything for him, you know? She's stuck with these blasted visions now. And Matt went out to talk to her in the hallway, and then one of the guys just barged in. You know? Couldn't mind his own business. They did that twice in this episode. Can you imagine? Can you believe it? Even the second time was worse than the first time when Matt's talking to Nynaeve. They're all barging into their business. None of your business, fellas. These two know each other from childhood. Get the hell out of here. So I'm kind of glad they got their asses handed to them. But yeah, all of them, Min, Matt, Nynaeve, Elaine, I think they're all off to Janjigo, which I thought was across the sea, but is near Falm. Which I think we're still taking a boat to get there, but we just came from Falm, didn't we? Some of us, anyway. And other things that happened. Lan, everybody has something. Everybody's got something to do. I said it in the episode. The second I used the word dense in the episode, I was like, wait a second, I've used this word dense only once before. When was that? It was for the Wheel of Time. One of the, probably season 1 or 2. I was like, this show is so dense. It's because they're trying to cram in so much stuff into the... I've only noticed it in episode 3, by the way, into the episodes. Because there's so much to get through with all these people and all these stories. And I don't want to leave anything out or they want to include as much as possible, but it requires the audience, especially ones that haven't read the books, to really pay attention to what's being said. Anyway, Lan, somebody visited him with a tattoo on her back, and she's like, hey, are you going to lead us back to our homeland and retake the kingdom for... And he's like, lady, do you know what's going on? We got the dragon reborn, the world falling apart. There's all sorts of monsters, and I'm here on a mission. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. You know? Leave it till the final season. I'll do it then. Yeah. That was the vibe I got. And Moiraine just left out there, you know, on her own. She's real lonely. What kind of weird bath, sauna place was that? We should be conserving water. Nobody should be having any baths. They were probably doing it to conserve water. There was something, I don't know what was going on really. Anyway, we're going to that place. The place of the trial. And nobody's saying a damn thing about it. Or what's going to happen there. We saw some people who got killed. And we have to be scared of... We don't trust the... It's not the shadow, by the way, but it sounds very like it. It's the Shido. It's like someone mispronounced it. So we gotta worry about the shadow in this place, and we gotta worry about the Shido in this other place. Hey, easy to remember though. You know? And... anything else going on? Sure, Varen was a little suspicious. And... yeah, we had a torture scene where we were trying to... well, good cop, bad cop sort of deal. We had oh, your friend's talking. Are you really not going to say anything? But then they both ended up lying, I think. Or they were both telling the truth. You know? If I ask you what your friend will say, which way did Liandrin go? That's how you can tell. One of them always tells the truth and one of them always lies. And... yeah, we had a bit of... We tried to play the kissing game again. Every character in the show had something to do in this episode. Everyone. Especially the main characters, but almost every single, even side character had something to do. Oh, and the new... yeah, I didn't even mention the red Aja woman from the past who's now in the present, who has visions of the future and might be lying about that, but might not. And she's maybe positioning herself into a position of power here, while one of them like goes off on a mission to get the false dragon. That's another thing I didn't mention. Another false dragon has popped up somewhere. So much stuff. Last episode, nothing happened. We were wandering across mountains, doing nothing. This episode, everything. We got lore dumps everywhere. We got characters getting new powers. You know, the contrast between those two episodes couldn't be any greater. And I'm glad they did it that way around, because we have a full week now, or a few days, more days anyway, to absorb episode 3. If episode 3 had come second and we had to kind of get to the next one, I don't know. I won't be able to absorb all that stuff, but I'm glad we have a break where we have it, is what I'm saying. Right. Next time we've got an episode. I don't think it has a title yet. It's probably got Shadow in the title. Maybe it's got Shido in the title. We'll find out next week. Thank you for joining me, as always. I'll read some of your comments. I'll ignore some of your comments. I'll tell some of you to go to hell. And I'm not going to do that. You have a great week. Until next time. The edits and the copyright are hell for this show. You know? The first episode, I haven't uploaded anything yet. The first episode is in copyright limbo. It took me 6-7 hours to edit it, and YouTube's like, no, that's blocked. So That's just something for me to worry about and you to not worry about. See you next week. If I forgot anything, next time.